Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. Right, my apologies for getting these guides out slowly, and today is actually quite a horrible day as well. I'm having some health issues, so I don't think I'll be streaming later today, but I'll try my best to kind of soldier through this guide and maybe another video today, just so I can get some stuff out for you guys. And we're going to be talking about thinking with portals. And again, bear with me. I'm quite dizzy at the moment. My head's not quite screwed on straight. But long story short, it is dimensional being objective, right? So your allowed champions here are America Chavez, CGR, Dormammu, Galen, which is going to be one of the main ones to focus on. Ghost Rider, Magic, Mephisto, Morningstar, Purgatory, Spot, who hardly anybody has, and Hood. So Hood is going to be quite important champion, and later on, after I did my run already, I realized that I probably would have been just as good, if not better, using Magic. So that's why we're going to go through this guide here. And here, as always, as in the previous one, I'm going to leave you guys a spot to plan out your own team. How are you going to go and do your run? If you do want to make edits, you just need to tap on File, make a copy, and you can start planning your own run. And this guide's actually also shorter and a bit more straightforward, because with dimensional beings, you absolutely do not want to do the left side path, because it has Blade. And Blade obviously is really annoying with dimensional beings. So do not go left. Simple as that. If you want to do the dimensional objective, do not go left. And that basically cuts this guide in half. So my suggestion for the team, and the team that I wish I would have used probably, is use Magic on Dormammu. Magic is going to work extremely well. She has extra power gain. She's going to be consistently power draining Dormammu. Any degen damage that you will happen to take, you will be regenerating back with Limbo, and Dormammu is going to get your degens placed on him constantly. So Magic should be doing extremely well against the Dormammu. Then effectively go Hercules for the next 3 fights. You can also use, obviously, either Galen or something else for this, because the only other champion you need in section 1 is the Magic. And then swap out Hercules for Galen, or again Hood or somebody else. And then you can use the Hood for Kraven. It works quite well. You can use the power gain that Kraven gets in your advantage to consistently push him to level 2s, which is super useful. And then my suggestion for Scorpion is probably just to use Galen, because with Galen you can again build up to 3 bars of power and then just slow play it, get over 100 of your harvest, drop a heavy, you're going to be unstoppable vast majority of the fight, you're going to be regening slightly. And don't throw any other special attacks. Just basically build up to your level 3, throw a heavy, and keep playing with your level 3. Trigger harvest manually with your heavy attack. Let it expire. Let the Scorpion take some damage. Job done right there. Next up, Icarus can easily, well, not easily, but can definitely be soloed with Magic. It took me a couple of tries when this fight originally came out to do it with the 5-star Magic, obviously boost up to the max. And the base point is build up to level 3, and then you can just throw your level 3s back to back to back, basically. Let Icarus build up his energized charges, and then your level 3 is going to nullify all of it, and you're going to be doing a lot of damage, and you're going to be pushing yourself back to level 3 if you have MD5, which I hope most of you have. And then obviously Galen is perfect for Penny. So that would be the plan that I recommend for people. Again, you can definitely replace Hercules with some other champions here. The one that's kind of like the one that you definitely do want to look out for is Crossbones, obviously because it has Biohazard on it, and everything else can basically be chipped down based on what other high-ranking champions you can use to deal with Crossbones, and then ideally Overseer as well. But against Overseer, you can probably use Galen too, and then Bishop, I suspect you can use Galen too. So again, since this is a shorter guide where I'm just saying flat out, do not go to the left side, because taking that blade is just nightmare with dimensional beings. So I definitely do not recommend that. And suggested team, I think the Hood can potentially deal with Dormammu as well. So can Dormammu, or again, this fight is the type of fight where you can just slow play it and chip it down with few revives too. Then we have Bishop, which I think magic can work just fine. Throw your level 2s, he can't throw his power, you can be gaining quite a lot of power. Yes, there is that special, that the node that forbids you to throw 2 special attacks in a row, but I believe in vast majority of the cases you will be able to absorb it with Limbo anyways. And then Galen and CGR should be working just fine here. Basically, only way I recommend using one of dimensional beings for Crossbones is if you do have Purgatory Synergy, because Purgatory Synergy can make dimensional beings bleed immune, if I'm not mistaken. We can just double check that here. And that is a neat mechanic that can allow you... Oh wait, I'm not sure if you can trigger that synergy. Let's double check. I might need to leave it blank there. So let's check out on Purgatory. And we have... Queens of Souls is one dimensional bodies. Yeah, there we go. Gain bleed immunity and increased ability accuracy. So if you're running, let's say, Purgatory and Magic or Purgatory and Hood on your team, then you can make those champions bleed immune, and then they will be able to deal with Biohazard. But then obviously you need to have Purgatory and like Magic on your team, or who else we had there, the Hood at the same time. So I do not necessarily think it's the best plan, but it is a possibility that I did want to let you guys know. And then against Overseer we have CGI and Galen that will deal with that fight better. And moving forward, and this is the last bit again where you can only use dimensional beings against Craven. I think the Hood is probably the best option. I don't think CGR works particularly well for that fight. Maybe he does. Against Scorpion, I think CGR and Galen, but CGR just kind of like nuke through it. And Galen, obviously, the plan that I explained. Icarus, you have Magic, you have Hood. If you happen to bring in Morningstar, I think that should work too. I'm not entirely sure how CGR deals with Icarus, but again, you can probably just boost to the teeth and try and nuke it down. And then against Penny, obviously the best possible option, there will be a Galen, which is why I recommended bringing him in the first place. And as far as some of the comments go about, like, you know, if you don't have these 3 champions, what else do you recommend? Well, because that was one of the things that I saw in my previous kind of guide. If you don't have these champions, like, which other champions can take this? These objectives have like 10, 11 champions included. If you do not have those specific 2 and 3 champions, then you will either just have to revive through something and push very hard, or wait till you get those champions. Unfortunately, this is just one of those instances where we have very limited pool of champions that we can potentially use. And if you don't have some of those champions, then, you know, it's either going to be very expensive, or you're probably better off just not doing it quite yet and try and get those champions and rank them up. Because, yeah, there are quite a lot of champions that you just don't really want to use for anything, for instance. You know, if there are 11, or how many we have here, 11 dimensional beings, then as far as it goes, you know, you probably don't really want to do any of the fights as Purgatory, Mephisto, Morningstar. Well, couple fights maybe with Morningstar, but like Ghost Rider and stuff like that. It's not the ideal thing. So these all challenges are relatively roster demanding, and you know, when you have like 5 playable champions for these objectives, or 6 kind of like solid playable champions, and if you do not have some of those champions, then yeah, it's either gonna be just revive, boost your teeth through them, or just wait till you get those champions. Because that's life. That's how Kabam made these challenges. But here we are. I hope some of you found this useful. I will be trying to get the other 4 guides out quicker. As I said before, I'm going to be using the same page, and there's just going to be new tabs being added to this. So check back on it. If you are not following my channel videos daily, then you can at least check this spreadsheet every day. There should be some new guides coming out. And again, if you do want to make your edits and use this sheet to start working on it, you can just make a copy, and that will allow you edit this spreadsheet. The link to this spreadsheet is in the video description. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will do my best to answer them, but I might not be around a lot today. So yeah. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the